What's up? It's Marco. Say soccer, and today I'm going to be talking about that lifeless game between the U.S. men's national team and Uruguay. Man, both those teams really didn't come to play. Like it happens in these types of games. European players just got done with their season. MLS players, and we'll get into them. But you can understand it. But man, it was not fun to watch. You tell Uruguay really weren't taking it too seriously. The American team, I get they were playing for their spots, but man, these guys looked like they hadn't played in a couple days. We had a couple of good performances. We're going to talk about them first. Tyler Adams, I think he had the best game for the national team he's had in a while. Really good defensively, connecting the ball really well. I've been critical of him a lot in the past recently, but I thought he had a very good performance today and a very good job by Tyler Adams. Tim Weah, he came on and I thought that he was great today. Started and only played the first half. Probably should have played more, but always looking dangerous, putting in some great chances. Just doing very well. I thought he had a good game and got a couple average performances. I think out of Christian Pulisic. He was making things happen when he got the ball. He looked dangerous, but not doing much to get on it, which I think is good. I don't think he. I think he should stay out wide where he's at his best. I feel like he's doesn't really do too much when he drops to the midfield and picks up the ball, but it can limit him because he wasn't getting on the ball as much, and and I think that hurt the team. But I think that's good that he wasn't doing that. It's a good sign. Walker Zimmerman, he can pass pretty well when he has some time, but he makes a lot of mistakes. He was losing some runners. Had one really bad mistake that really should have led to a goal. Just losing the ball to who was I think he lost it to Gomez. And man, he kind of tricks people into thinking he's good. Like he's not great in the air. He's like a boom or bust guy. He'll jump up really high and win it, then he'll go and miss one. And a lot of times he doesn't even head it at any direction. We almost let in a goal at the end because one up, headed the ball, didn't know where he was playing it. That was not completely on him, and we will get to the other defenders because he was by far the best today. Sean Johnson, I think he made one too many mistakes to ever even be considered over Matt Turner playing the ball at the back. I feel like he was pretty poor in his communication. The defense looked really unorganized in a way that I really haven't seen before. So I have to assume that's a bit on him. It didn't look like he had the best communication going with a good amount of the players, which I thought was pretty disappointing. Made his saves when he was called up on. I'm not sure how much he knew about his one really good save, but average performance, I'd say. And maybe Yunus Musah in that category as well. I felt like he was nothing special, and honestly, like, he's needs to learn, like, okay, it's one of those things, like, I understand he's a teenager still, so I'm not going to be too critical of him, but he does need to mature, which will come, but he still makes a lot of mistakes, and you can't really have those in the World Cup. And I'll say it again, I think he's the odd man out when you added Gio Reyna back to the team. Then, also going to add Weston McKennie. I didn't think he played well, but he's just coming back from injury, so I'm not going to be too hard on him. Then we had a couple of pretty poor performances. The defense as a whole, it was pretty bad. Joe Scally, he was playing left back, and he was getting torched. When Varela is just abusing you, that's not a good thing. He didn't look good on the ball. He was getting attacked defensively. Wasn't good building up. Like, he offered nothing in this game. Was pretty clearly a liability. I would have loved if he was in this team earlier, had some more experience, because maybe he would have done better if he had more time, but this was not a good performance, and he honestly, it might not have hit him down the depth chart, though, because I don't even think he was the worst fullback today. Because DeAndre Yedlin, oh my, like, I said, I've called him a pace merchant before, but I feel like that's giving him too much credit. Like, Daniel James for Wales is like a pace merchant, but you can tell, like, he like understands the game. Like, Reggie Cannon, I'm like, okay, I don't really like him that much going forward, but he's solid defensively. Like, he understands the game. DeAndre Yedlin, like, he's just an athlete. Like, have you not gotten better since you were like 20? Like, seriously. Like, I know I'm being harsh, but we have to hold this team to a World Cup standard now. And I'm imagining a Daniel James, a Brendan Johnson, a Raheem Sterling, a Mason Mount running at this guy. And, man, this team is not looking good defensively. And Yedlin, I don't really want him in this team anymore. Aaron Long, he missed the header really similar to Cameron Carter-Vickers yesterday, so don't use that as an excuse for not having Cameron Carter-Vickers, or yesterday, last game. again, pretty bad playing the ball at the back. Really just straight up not a national team quality player. Then we have Jesus Ferreira, which, again, I don't think he's national team quality. This is him at his best. He's in amazing form for FC Dallas. He's still not doing anything productive in front of goal. He has good movement. He is pressing pretty well. So would Josh Sargent. So with Jesus Ferreira, it's just... I'm just going to say this. There's a bit of a saying, like, form is temporary, class is permanent. And our striker conversation is always who's in form. So, I'll be honest, I don't think it matters who our 9 is right now, because none of them are good enough. Like, at this point, I'm willing to try Tim Weah at striker, because we know that he's at least a good player, but not great there. So yeah, really disappointed with the team playing, not the greatest performances. Substitutes weren't that good as well. Brenden Aaronson, I thought he did very well. He was looking lively coming on. Pretty good defensively, which might have been a bit of a concern because he usually plays more of a 10 rather than an 8. So him being able to do defensive work was really good to see. But I think that's just about the only good substitute performance. Haji Wright wasn't able to get involved. I could say that Jesus Ferreira had a bad game. Haji Wright didn't do any better. He didn't miss the chances, but maybe he had better movement, he would have gotten some. So, yeah, not a good performance by Haji Wright. Erik Palmer-Brown was really poor. He had a pretty bad giveaway. He was getting burnt a lot. Just disappointing. I don't think I've been as high on Erik Palmer-Brown as other people. I think Cameron Carter-Vickers might be a better option for us right now, but, I was critical of Aaron Long. Erik Palmer-Brown was not any better today. Just pretty disappointing there. Jedi Robinson, I don't think he had the best game, but he's sick, so like Weston McKennie, I'll give him that excuse. Luca de la Torre, I thought he was not looking good today. He had one pretty decent moment right after he came on, and then he was giving the ball away a lot. He was putting in really rough challenges that resulted in fouls. It was probably the worst game I've seen him have in the national team shirt. Maybe he wasn't ready to come on, he wasn't expected to, but just bad performance by Luca de la Torre. And Paul Arriola, just not good enough. We gotta stop pretending that he's any good, ever. I don't know. This is him in great form, and he did nothing. He's just not physically good enough. He's not technically good enough. But God, he got that dog in him, I guess. No. He's TJ McConnell on a soccer field. He's not good enough. Stop making that argument. We need people with actual talent. Do you remember how Nicholas Giacchini was killing it against CONCACAF opponents in the Gold Cup? Nicholas Giacchini is not somebody I really rate high. He might have been the worst attacker in the top 5 leagues this year, but he was doing a lot better than Arriola was. And yeah, I thought this game was just, lifeless. Maybe it's because I was watching the Wales-Ukraine game earlier today. You got to see just players, really fighting for it. Kiefer Moore going up for every header. You had Gareth Bale playing, really hard. Joe Allen was trying his best. Daniel James making good runs. And Zinchenko trying his best. Yarmolenko, after he scored that own goal, trying his hardest to make up for it. Wayne Hennessy having an amazing game. Really kills our theory about backup keepers not being able to perform. Going back to what I said, form is temporary, class is permanent. Not that Wayne Hennessy is any class, but... just is what it is. I don't know. I'm not feeling too confident in this team right now. Comparing us with Wales, I think we were about the similar level quality-wise. But they play pretty defensively, and I don't feel confident in our ability to score against that type of team. I think going forward in the Nations League, I'd be willing to test out Tim Weah up front, get Aaronson and Pulisic on the wings. You probably have to do the MMA midfield. I'd probably take Weston out for Luca, because Weston's not doing the best, even though Luca didn't have a great game today. Get him, Musah, Adams in the midfield. Throw out Carter-Vickers and Zimmerman at the back. It has to be Robinson if he's not healthy. I guess keep giving Scally reps, because we know Bello's not going to do anything special yet. And similar with George Bello, Scally, he had a bad game, but he should be in the youth national team. He's 1 day away from being eligible for the U20 team. So, if I'm being critical of him, just remember that, he's going to get better, but it wasn't good today. I tried Reggie Cannon at right back. Like, I was disappointed with him against, in our last game, against Morocco. But he's so much better than Yedlin. Give Ethan Horvath a try. I think Matt Turner's my number one right now. Like, even though he's not the best with his feet, he's so good at making saves that I don't think it really matters, and I don't think this team's good enough to play out the back anyway, that his feet will end up really mattering. So, I feel good about Matt Turner right now. Hopefully Cameron Carter-Vickers, Walker Zimmerman. In my opinion, they're competing to see who's Chris Richards' partner, but Walker's seems to be locked in right now. I'm not as confident in him, but yeah, that's about it right now. I mean, I don't know, like, I know I'm not being too positive, but that game was just lifeless. It felt like guys didn't really care, and they might not have. But yeah, that's all I really have to talk about right now. See ya.